welcome back again. Today's lesson is pretty simple, and that's basic JavaScript algorithm for the newbies. Okay, so let's look at the problem for the day. So today's problem is just simple. They set some numbers from 1 to 10, which is simple. So all they want from us is to take one. Let's, for instance, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, and the last one will be what? 10. Okay, so all they want from us is to take 1 and add 2 to 8, which will give you 3. Okay, then you take these 3 and add this 3 to 8, which will give you 6. Okay, so you take this 6 and add 4 to 8, which will give you 10. So we take 10 and add this 5 to 8, which will give you 15. So you keep adding, we keep adding till we get our last number, which is what? 10, and add 10 to 8, and we see the result, the final number, which is 55. All right, so it's pretty simple. So what will happen is there are only 2 steps involved in this. You already know how to declare a variable, and we already know how to use a for loop. Okay, so I'm going to use these 2 things and just solve this problem that is being given. Okay, so first thing first, okay, we all know that we know how to declare a variable, which we have to use a keyword var, or we use the let, or we use what? Constant in JavaScript. Okay, but today let's try and use let. So let's say we have a let, okay, box, something like that. Okay, being equals to the initial value. You can put 10, right? It's pretty simple. Note that you cannot start with what? 1. I've already mentioned that we cannot start with 1, but you can end with 1, or any number. You can end with any number, which is accepted. Okay, so today, based on the problem that they've given us to solve, I mean the algorithm that they've asked us to solve, it's pretty simple. Let's call this one total. Okay, because they want us to sum the numbers. So since we are summing, then I prefer we call this one total. Okay, it is, you can choose anything, but we can call it anything, but let's call it total. Okay, now that we've initialized our total. Okay, now we have to do the for loop. Okay, so we're going to use a for loop. This is how we declare a for loop. Last time I told you, we bring the for keyword, then you open your brackets and close it, then the curly bracket will follow, right? Then in here is what we need to take note of. Okay, inside the for loop, we need initialize. We have to initialize. We have to have a base number or initialize. Okay, then we call another one called condition, right? Okay, condition, right? Then the last one will be what? Update, like I told you the other time. Okay, update, right? Okay, so these are the 3 main things that we need. Okay, we have to initialize the value. Initializing the value in the for loop is just simple, just like putting this guy here. It's the same as something like this, but let's give it a name. So we said let, and let's give it a name. What name are we going to give it to? Mostly in the loop, we give a keyword like a name like I. Let I being equals to what? 1. Okay, and they said if that 1, okay, which is the I, the same as I, is less or equal to 10, that is our highest value. Okay, if this is the condition, if this condition is true, then we want you to do something. What do we want him to do? We want you to take that initial value, which is the 1, okay, and just add 1 to 8, and then it will be 2. Okay, this is simple. Let me go over again. We've initialized 1 to what? I. So we all know that I is 1. So this condition we check, is I less than 10 or equal to 10? Yes, yes, I is less than 10. So if I is less than 10, take that I, which is 1, and add 1 to it. So the next time I is going to be what? 2. Then the condition will ask again, is 2 less than 10? Yes. If 2 is less than 10, then take that I, which is 2, and add 1 to it. So I is going to be 3. So it will keep updating. This guy will keep updating so far as this condition is true, which is I being less than what? 10. It will keep adding to it. So I becomes 11. Then it will ask, is I, which is 11, less or equal to 10? Yes. It's no. Once it gets to 11, it will be no. So 11 is not less or equal to 10. So if so, then the loop will end. And we don't have any loop again, and the loop will end. All right. So whatever you want will be in between this function, I mean, in between this loop, you have to just tell them. So what do we want? All we want is to take numbers and add. Take 2, add to 1, Okay, whatever results you get, you take 3 and add to 8 like that. Okay, so first of all, let's just see what we have. Let's just see what we have in the in the loop, in the I. Let's see what we have in the I. Okay, so we can do a console.log. Okay, let's see what we have in I. Okay, console.log of I, and you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see, so now I is giving us 1 to 10. So it makes our work very easy to be adding them. Okay, all we have to do, okay, is to take the total, which is the container that we've created up there, okay, and put 1 in there. So our next time when I become 2, we take that 2 and add to whatever value we have here. So we add 2 to 8. Now it will be 3. It will be 3. So the next time the loop will run and get 4 and take 3 and add 4 to 8. Okay, that's exactly what we're about to do now. So let's go back to the 0 and let's go back to the loop, which we have. So let's call the total up there. This is the total. I bring the total from up. You understand? So now we have the total. We can say, okay, plus equal to I. Okay, boom. And you see automatically we have our answer of 55, which is pretty simple. Okay, so we are telling the loop to add every iteration, just add the value to the previous one. So in the first loop, this become 1. Okay, once this is 1, the next time I is 2, it will take that 1 here. So all we are saying is just give me a total, take the total and add I, which is 2 to 8, and it will be 3. It's pretty simple, guys. So our problem is solved by using for loop and just a simple variable up here. I hope this makes sense. So guys, let's end the video and bye-bye.